What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's episode of Round Recap, where I recap the latest round of rugby league and we talk about progress, production quality, how things just look a little bit better. And if you're listening on Spotify right now, you're probably thinking, well, what am I missing out on? What's going on? A, we're recording off a new camera, all right? We got a new camera set up, and B, we've got a new mic set up. So this is all, it's going to be for the long run live streams, the podcast studio, and there's another mic arm in the background there. You can see that's actually the live stream studio-y thing, aka my living room. Dude, what a round of rugby league. We'll get into the rugby league in a second. I don't think I have too much to say. I will just start by saying we are going live Friday night, 8 o'clock. We might start at about 7:45. Give us 15 minutes of runtime before the game kicks off. We're live streaming the South Sydney Rabbitohs versus the Roosters. Obviously, if you know anything about rugby league, you know anything about the Roosters and the Rabbitohs, that is the biggest rivalry in the NRL. So there's that, and then you've got the ramifications that come with that game. South's just, for pride and for morale, getting a big win at the end of the year, going 4 on the trot for the end of the year is really what we want. And, if the talks of Murray coming back and, Jack White and blah, 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 if they're the talks, then come on, cuz. Come on. And then you look at the Roosters and it's like, well, if they lose and the Dolphins win, the Dolphins make the A and the Roosters don't. Or I think, the same goes with Manly. So, and, I'd love to see the Rabbitohs just stuff it all up for the Roosters. Would. So anyway, enough of that. We'll be live Friday. Come check us out. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be beers. It's going to be the chance. Oh, and of Alex Johnson breaking the try scoring record. That's going to be there too. So we're going to have maybe confetti cannons. I don't know. It's a bit of a pain in the ass for the 1,000 subscriber live stream having to clean that up, but we might. But anyway, there'll be beer and there'll be a good time. So come check it out. We'll probably get the Neds group fired up. We'll do a pod or something. So yeah, figure all that out. Thanks for everyone listening on Spotify. Spotify's been doing really well. And go check out the Instagram. Let's get into some rugby league. This has been a bit of a drawn out start to the video. Let's get into rugby league. First game, the bloody Thursday night game. Rabbitohs really threw this one for us. Not Rabbitohs. Penrith threw this one for the fans. On paper, it was like, well, this game's going to suck. It's going to be, the Bulldogs who have been in the top 4 all season versus the New South Wales Cup Penrith side. And you're like, dude, are we being serious right now? This is going to be a whitewash. It kind of was, but it also kind of wasn't. Like Penrith, the young guys, man, they defended really well. All right. They wore their heart on their sleeves. Good attack. Mediocre attack. Pretty bad attack, actually. The defense was their defense was hot. Okay. And even when they were in attack, they were just running the same routes, same plays, same attacks as the A grade side, the big boys, the Clearys and whatever. But this was honestly better game than gave it credit. Okay, I had a Preston. My multi for this one, I know we're not talking Punters Playbook here, but my multi for this one was a Preston, was an Alamotti. And 1 to 12, Bulldogs 1 to 12. But yeah, obviously not 1 to 12. And I think Punters Playbook got up. I'm not sure. I didn't put Punters Playbook on, but it was Paul Alamotti and Penrith to cover the line, which I think the line was like 21.5. So that probably didn't get up either. But anyway, it is what it is. I don't really have any takeaways from this game. The Bulldogs looked pretty bad for a team that was top 3 playing a New South Wales Cup side. But yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't have many takeaways from this game, and I don't have much to say about it. Warriors versus Parramatta. I seen this coming. I seen an ambushing on the wind But I just didn't want to believe it because, like, what I seen against the Roosters last week, I was like, if that's the same Parramatta that shows up in Auckland, man, it's gonna be an upset. And I don't know why. I think, well, I'm a Warriors fan. I don't know where you are in that. I don't know where you are in that. Yeah, I think I just didn't want to believe that Parramatta had a chance, but they did. They had a really good chance. Footy Dean. But yeah, Warriors lose. Heartbreaking. There was a bit of controversy there at the end. I personally, because I might be biased here, but I thought Pompey scored that try. I didn't think it was a knock on from Vaimunga. I think Pompey scored. Arrest me, okay? I think he scored. And I think the Warriors should have won. I think the Warriors should have won, but it's the game of rugby league, and it is what it is, I guess. Parramatta having a really good end of the season. They'll have a good season next year. Storm 10, Roosters 40. Once again, I kind of felt this one. I think I might have even said it in Punters Playbook. I was like, I've been saying it all year. Roosters, they go to sleep for the little games, the poo games. But the big games, the top 4 sides and the Rabbitohs Roosters clash, all them sort of games, the big moments, the Roosters will turn up for. And they beat the Storm. 30 points over the top of them in Melbourne at Amy Park. Pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. I think if Harry Grant played, it'd be a different story. I think Harry Grant is their spiritual leader, and it's not only that, he's just the guy who just gets shit done. He just gets shit done, and he just gets rugby league, and he just understands how to win games. So I think if he was there, it would have been a different story. I know that's kind of crazy to be like, oh, well, is he just going to stop, 4 Mark Nolan going to need a while say fucking tries? Maybe. You never know. But I think they just wouldn't have been put in them positions from the errors and stuff, because Harry Grant just gets... Yeah, on Mark Nolan, top try scorer of the year now. Probably going to win winger of the year. 4 back-to-back 3 back-to-backers, and then 1 start of the game. 4 tries at a mark, all down that edge. It was Teddy, it was Teddy, and it was Toya, and it was Marky Mark just going to town on the Storm's bumhole. So yeah, 40 to 10. Really, it's a reflection of the discipline out there. A reflection of the discipline. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, Roosters win. Yeah, good game. Good game. Lot on the line for this game, and they had to win it, and they've got to win this week, or the Dolphins or Manly might make the 8. So Raiders Tigers. I'm getting all the names mixed up today. Raiders Tigers. Raiders 24, Tigers 10. I'm pretty sure I had a Mariota and Tigers to cover the line. I think it was my multi. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and check from Punter's Playbook. But Tigers covered the line. Okay, the line was at something like... Maybe they didn't cover the line, actually. No, they didn't. Fuck, I suck, dude. I think the line was plus 13.5. So, anyway, it is what it is. We got close. Yeah, defensively strong game from the Tigers. I knew it would be. They only let in 2 converted tries. Yeah, pretty expected this win. Raiders win the minor premier. They're the minor premiers. They won the minor premiership. They are the minor premiers. First time in 35 years. First time a team other than the Storm, the Roosters, and Penrith has won it since 2012. So a lot of historical things being done. Ricky Stewart, shout out, mate. Pat on the back. Just need to get the big one. Just need to get the GF. You need to become minor premiers and premiers. So, yeah. Yeah, shout out to the Raiders. It's a hot win. It's a hot win. It's a hot win. It's a great win. Hey, Joel, classic. Dragons, Manly. Hard fought game from Dragons. Bad first half of the Dragons. Good second half, like better second half. To the point where you kind of thought, well, here it comes. Dragons are coming. They're going to make a comeback. But no, Manly get it done again. Once again, Turbo had to play. He had a part to play in a lot of the drives, a lot of the moments. My mate Kale scored again. DCE scored. Corey Waddell. Corey Waddell out there playing like prime Steve Menzies, scores a double. And, well, I predicted it. If you watch Punk's Playbook, I said my multi was Corey Waddell, and I think it was Manly to cover the line. Which they did. And that multi got up. I didn't put it on because at the time I was actually setting up all of the new equipment for this. So I actually missed the chance to put that on. Corey Waddell, man. Corey Waddell, man. People forget, man. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about this game. Yeah, nothing much. I'm pretty speechless. Manly might make it. And they're coming into good form to be in the game. I guess that's all I can say about this game. The Battle of Queensland, mate. You got the Battle of the Brisbanes. This is the Battle of Queensland. The 4X Cup. Storm. Fuck, dude, I've been doing it all episode. I can't get teams. I don't get the game right now. Cowboys, Broncos, 30-38. Close game, back and forth. I don't think I've seen a back and forth game like this in a while. It's just this. Broncos score, Cowboys score, Broncos score, Broncos score, Cowboys score, Cowboys score. Just back and forth. And it was an alright watch, but it's not much entertainment in it, eh? Like, the Cowboys, not my first pick. The Broncos, not my first pick. I don't like... Anyway, Payne scored again. Payne loves to score against the Cowboys. The Northern Lights jersey actually looked really cool, even though it's pretty pointless. Like the idea of it being glow in the dark, it had you had the one glow in the dark moment where they had the tunnel blacked out and you could see the glow in the dark effect. But otherwise, it's just like a Cowboys kit, but instead of white, it's green. I still think they should have done this game in complete darkness, and the Broncos should have worn their Black Dog Institute jersey, and the Cowboys should have worn the Northern Lights jersey. I think it would have brought a bit of an edge into the game. Made it a little bit more entertaining in that. Sharkies Knights, pretty expected. I mean, the Knights leading early 10-0 was unexpected, but Sharks coming back and just pumping and humping. Expected. And then, last but not least, Dolphins Titans in another Battle of Queensland. Yeah, the Clash of Queensland, mate. The Fish get it done, 36-30. Once again, this was another game very similar to the Cowboys Broncos game where it's just this team scores and this Dolphins score, Titans score, Dolphins score, Dolphins score, Dolphins score, Titans score, Titans score. Dolphins score, Titans score, Titans score. Just back to back. Tries, free flowing. Good rugby league. Back was up against the wall, I'll admit, guys. Back was up against the wall. We got some pretty big things coming over the break, I guess you could call it, the rugby league season break. We got some pretty big things coming up. Some involve cricket live streams, baggy greens. So was relying heavily on a Cody Nicarima here to actually fund said baggy greens. Back was up against the wall in a big way, and Cody Nicarima did Cody's things. I meant to do an Instagram post about it. Forgot. Sorry. I actually really injured my knee. So that probably what's the word I'm looking for? It was a factor why I didn't make any posts on Instagram, because I was hobbling around all night, icing up my knee. Might have done an ACL, might be Luke Metcalf, might be on the sideline. I've done one of the CLs. An ACL, an MCL, or a PCL. I've done one of them. Rabbitohs had a bye. Feels like we had a bye last week. Anyway. No, we had that great win, 40-0. That's practically a bye. What am I talking about? That's it. That's it for all the games. Not too many epic games this weekend. I'm just gonna have to say that I didn't even watch too much footy, to be honest, guys. I watched all of the Thursday night game. I watched bits and pieces of the Warriors game. I watched the first half of the Storm game. Didn't watch this game, the Tigers-Canberra game at all. Watched bits and pieces of the Dragons-Manly game. Same, watched bits and pieces of the Cowboys-Broncos. Watched like the second half of the Sharks-Knights, and I pretty much watched the full game of the Dolphins-Titans. So it's hard to give a game of the round here. I'm just going to have to say it's the Warriors and the Eels. Close. Both teams were like really playing for it. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Warriors and the Eels. Congratulations, you guys are Fighting Field Insights Game of the Round. Round 26. There's only one more opportunity. 2 teams to capture Game of the Round, and that's next week, obviously, last round. But yeah. Player of the Round. Whole different box of frogs. I'm, look, from what rugby league I did watch, okay, from what rugby league I did watch when I was watching, I'm going to have to say that my Fighting Field Insights Player of the Round, round 26, it's going to be Reece Walsh. Congratulations, Reece Walsh. Okay, he had a huge part to play in that game. Obviously, you know, with Renault now not coming back, he's probably not even going to make finals. Ezra's not there. You got Ben Hunt and you got Billy Walters in the halves. Reece really has to step up in a lot of these games, and he has. Stats tell it. All right, the stats tell it. You know, I like to pick the player of the round often by. I often like to pick it by heart, by my scoring criteria, but it's hard to look past Reece Walsh having one of the all-time performances in Queensland. Had a lot to do in getting them the win. So congratulations, Reece. You are Fighting Field Insights Player of the Round, round 26. Yeah, that's it for them too. On that note of Player of the Round, Game of the Round, a little bit of a sneak peek. We're going to be doing a video, my version of the Dally Ams. So I'm going to be doing an awards ceremony to recap the year of rugby league, because I think it's funny. A, it's funny. And, you know, B, it's just funny. It's good. It's a great idea. So, yeah. I thought I'd let you know that. It's one of the big things we're working on. But, yeah. Is that it? Are we done? I think we're done. I don't think I have anything else to say. Yeah. Nice. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening on Spotify. Get just to like and subscribe, please. Please, mate. I need you to subscribe to the channel, mate. We're at 3.7k subs. We are well and truly on our way to 4. Yeah. So thank you for all the consistent support on the videos. We're just so good. I love it. And then, yeah, once again, shout out to everyone listening on Spotify. That's my that's my love child. I really like Spotify right now. Me personally, I'm a Spotify listener. I listen sometimes to my own voice. Be that what it is. Is that how it goes? Anyway. And check out my socials. Instagram, TikTok. Everything's going down on Instagram. If you want to see behind the scenes and a lot of things I do in my punting career, okay? You watch the Punters Playbook, but you want to see my reaction to a lot of these multis I put on, go follow the Instagram page, okay? Because you can see the behind the scenes of what I'm doing. On a Friday night, I'm probably drinking a beer or a G&T, and I'm probably watching rugby league. Maybe happy, maybe sad. Go check out the Instagram. Long story, put it short. Go check out the Instagram. Yeah, that's it. That's it from me. Have a good week, guys. Yeah. Hopefully my knee gets better, and I'll see you on the Wednesday episode of Punters Playbook. For the last Punters Playbook of the year. Ho! That's going to be a big one. Tune in, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good week.
Shout out, can you look at the camera and say, Jai Gray, please come on the show.
Jai Gray, please come on the show, mate. You're a great ambassador for the game. Please come on.
Cheers, guys.